Hello world, welcome back to What If Deku had killed Shigaraki, Part 2. Deku, feeling a little bit loopy and, quite disgusted from the flight. So much germs around him, so many people. He felt awed. Sui also looked quite queasy herself, although she just seemed squeamish in her chair seat. All the monitors around them, the people sucked into their own little worlds. The plane was so uncomfortable, so small. He needed room. Now. He had covered his arm for this whole entire time, having his long hoodie on at the same time, with a small little smile on the front of it, given to him by Suyu. It was comfortable, warm, however, had a certain uncomfortableness when it came to the hoodie itself. He told her that he'll come back soon. As he got up and went to the restrooms, the respiratory place on the flight, he quickly looked into the mirror, closing the door behind him. He felt the space around him was cool, secure. He felt as if he was here before. However, from the smell, no. He looked at himself in the mirror and looked down to his arm as he uncovered it. It had grown. Not only was it covering to his elbow, now it was even a little bit farther. A few inches, even. It was leaking. It was bleeding. He felt like it was its own. Like his arm was telling him something. Maybe it was the reason that he left. Well, it surely is. But that's not what he's here to figure out. Why did it push him so far? Is the real question. But before he can answer that, he hears a knock. The door. Sorry, somebody's in here. I know, that's why I came in, dummy. What? As he turns around, instantly, Suyu is in his face. She hops onto him, wrapping her arms around his neck and wrapping her legs around his thighs. Shutting the door behind her, Deku says, "Oh, I see. So less of a creepy visit and more like a, homely." She's like, shut up and kiss me before I get annoyed. This flight is already making me queasy enough. As she immediately kisses him, shutting him up. They continue this, as they progressively get a little bit more sensual at the end of the flight. They hear a ding over the radio. "We are coming in slowly, at a height of about 2,000 meters. We are slowly approaching our destiny of Washington, D. The plane is immediately shot out of the sky, crashing and burning as the cindering flames shoot up all around Deku. He does the first thing that he imagines is covers Suyu with his body, wrapping her in this black liquid that he was unknown to. It was so crackling everywhere, just like his original power. It's too bad I didn't have one for all right now. Why can't I activate it? But he couldn't answer that. He was knocked out from the power of the explosion and the fumbling around. He quickly woke up again. This time, Suyu in his arms, knocked out. Her head was bloody. Fuck. Wait, my mother. As he slowly opens up the door. However, the door is immediately blocked by snow and the ground below him. However, he utilizes the power through his bloody arm, and he punches straight through it. and then curves his arm straight through it like a laser cutter, making a circular motion, and then leaves the rest of the shrapnel off to the side of him. He walks among the wreckage, searching for any source of life. He sees a woman's arm and the ring that his mother had. His father had given her. They were college sweethearts. How ironic. As he picks her up from the wreckage, pulling her out, and thank God she was breathing, as he holds his ear to her chest, hearing her heartbeat, however faint. I'm sorry, Mother, I couldn't stop this. I shouldn't be considered even a hero. It's fine, Deku. Just get everyone here to the hospital. Mother, Wait, before you go. Save your voice, Mother. No. You need to know this. Why I allowed you to come to here if I die. Don't speak nonsense. Shut up for once, Deku. I need you to understand that why I let you come here is because your father is here. What are you talking about? I thought he just left us. You knew where he went? Yes, but he said it was too dangerous, his research. Please. He can find out what's wrong with your arm. Okay, Mother, but don't speak in riddles. We're just gonna go to... He hears a portal. The same feeling of dread that he had seen the portals from before start appearing all around him. The mountain range covered in salt flats and ice. The harsh winter behind him. And the black smog from the forest. The vortexes created by Kirigiri. That's right. You remember me? You killed my best partner. In cold blood. And you remember me. Very interesting. I didn't kill anybody. Oh, don't fool yourself, kid. You're a born murderer. I'm no murderer! He came after my girlfriend and tried to murder her. It was self-defense. Semantics. In the UN, that would be considered. Well, this isn't the UN. It was Japan. Oh, I see. I cannot convince you of your own treachery. However, as a counterpoint, how about we ping in some other opinions? Boys, as he flicks his fingers, a massive portal opens up behind him. He's like, I took half of my power to do this. He must be honored. As 3 Nomus exit from behind him, all the same that All Might had fought before. The same one. 3 of them? The blood intensifies from them, almost countering perfectly his own. He doesn't know if he could take out one of them, nevertheless 4, counting Kirigiri inside of them. Not only will that happen, but he'll be supporting them. Why do you want to kill me so much? It's simple. You killed my best friend. But he was a villain, isn't that part of your work? You cannot talk your way out of this. This was your destiny. Now accept it, like a hero would. Attack. As, he points his hand forward, creepily, drawing his hand up like he was some sort of undead. Deku's rage boiled down deep inside. He needed to stay calm, as a hero would. The massive mountain rage around him, what could he do? Suyu finally woke up from the wreckage and came over to him. As she stared at the Nomus one of them growing wings and starting to fly into the air, tracking down on top of them. They're approaching fast, 25 meters. Take my mother. As Suyu's like, but what about you? Just go! There's no surviving for you. As one immediately throws a punch, the shockwave blowing Suyu off of her feet and making her fly 100 feet away as she smashes into the ground. However, she had held up the mother by her dress, using her tongue as a sort of holder. Don't worry, ma'am. I'll get you to your destination. As she starts running away. Good luck, you selfish bastard. She hops away as Deku takes up the arm and throws him onto his back. Claws drag along the back of Deku. As he groans in pain, he grabs onto that hand and pulls it down to the ground, throwing it into the ground, making a shockwave around its wings. As he grabs onto one of the wings and tears it off from the back of it. Another one with a chainsaw hand slices down on top of his head. However, he had caught the chainsaw inside of his hand. As it revs up even more, his blood hand starts to be sliced in half as he cries out in pain. Fine. You want to play like that? As he forces the chainsaw to slice all the way through his arm, all the way down to the elbow. The blood sprays all over Deku's face, covering his left eye, making it unusable, and slices all the way through, cleaving through it. However, Deku uses the last remaining strength inside of his right hand to grab onto the Nomu's neck and starts to choke it out, covering the rest of his hand with blood, being able to replicate that of a thumb. As he gouges it deeper inside of the Nomu's throat. You guys are actually weaker than I thought you'd be. Maybe 1/3 of the original Nomu. How pitiful. But before he could crush the neck of this Nomu, suddenly a punch immediately comes through for his throat, knocking the wind out of his throat and basically making him spit up blood out of his throat and making him unable to breathe for quite a while. He's sent back, skyrocketing into the mountain, and makes a crater behind him. Are you ready to quit yet? Come on. How could you keep up with this? 3 Nomus. I'm amazed that you even stood a chance for even a second. It was an impressive show, but now it's time for you to shut up. All of you shut up! As his right thumb, completely cauterized with blood, now expands out to his whole entire arm, replicating that of a fist. A massive fist. About 2 times his exact height. Fine. You wish to do this the hard way. He forces his hands into the ground. All my power then. Let's see if you can handle 5. As 2 more Nomus come out of the portal. One of them with long mantis-like legs. 6 of them in total, as they pierce straight through the ground, able to cut all of it. And one heavily armored, its arms made out of some sort of steely material. Yeah, one of them said. The one with the 3 legs was able to speak almost. What do you wish, master? Kill him. For me, please, while I take a rest. It was enough power to take you here. You could at least do that for me. Right, master. As Deku finally gets his head clear, all 5 of the Nomus stand above the crevice of the impact on the mountain. Attack. As all 5 of them charge at him, Deku opens up his blood arm, protecting himself against the massive attacks. However, the one with super strength splits his shield in half of blood, splitting it and making it cascade around him as blood shards start to fall. It cuts his skin and rips and tears around him. The fist comes deadly close to his face. Is this how I die? Without my original quirk? Without any of my friends around me? Fireball! A massive fireball rises from the back of Deku, completely encompassing all of the Nomus and half of the mountainside around him, blasting through all of them, immediately eviscerating their bodies and the ice with it. That whole mountainside. Deku finally clears the air around him by breathing. He could see that it was all gone. The snow was completely evaporated from the mountainside. His skin was slightly burned. First degree burns, at least. First degree burns, at least, I would guess. Deku's like, what? Who's that? As he holds up his arm, trying to protect himself. Don't worry, kid. I'm here as sort of your guardian. The second top hero in the world. At your service. What? He looks up to see this man with a red hat and a sort of older looking face than his. He was similar, and his voice sounded heroic. It reminded him of the first time he saw All Might. In subtle differences, however, this man seemed more free-willed. Like he did not care for his life, but only for his own. Don't worry. I'll get you back home. You can leave now. It's my duty to clean up whatever happens in my country. Or don't. I don't care. As the guy walks in front of him, the masculine body of this guy looked like he had worked out since he was almost 5. However, his body wasn't grotesquely muscular. The scars around his back and waist were very apparent as he was shirtless almost in the middle of winter. However, his long orange shorts and tattoos around his leg of skulls, colorful skulls, complemented his hat with a skull on the front of it too. Just wait. As I think I'll be ending it off there. That sounds like a good stopping point, right? I know nobody watches this one. To be honest, it's pretty disappointing that nobody watches this one. This is probably the one that I love the most. But I'll be seeing you guys sometime. Somewhere. Goodbye.